Start us off this time. Hello, and welcome to another edition of our Hall of Fame here at Hidden Audiolog, where we show off some of our favorite games, some what we consider the best games, or the greatest games.
Or just good games.
Or just good
games that,
deserve some recognition for their quality.
For sure.
Our most recent edition here is going to be Dust and Elysian Tale, which I'll be driving our live demo here. Live demo, folks.
Wow.
Live demo.
Yeah.
I review this game, actually. You can go check out my review on old Hidden Audiolog. I don't know what the URL for is. Eventually we'll put this up on Hidden Audiolog proper. 5 out of 5 I gave it. Quite liked it. Went back to it recently after the news, timely news, that Dust and Elysian Tale sold 1 million copies across Xbox 360, Xbox One,
1 million copies. Fantastic.
Very good. Very good news, especially because it's such a good game. And I figured, why not show people why this game is worth selling 1 million copies? Why it deserves it.
I like this menu.
It's a good menu. Some of this, it looks kind of cheap looking, but I like the logo. I think it looks pretty good. I like the water effects. So this is a PC version. I'll play with a controller. I have basically everything turned up because, it's not that demanding of a game, technically, but I still think it's a very strong, it's a very nice looking game. I'll get into it. Did you want to just start at the beginning?
Whatever you want.
The beginning's a little slow, so I'm going to start off from another period of time, I think.
Okay. In the future.
In the future. Let's see, is this where I think it is? Yeah, it is. Okay. So this is Dust and Elysian Tale. The game looks gorgeous, just like walking around here. There's great depth of field going on here, great visual effects. The animations are super smooth, like just this guy jumping around, me spinning around here, slashing my sword. All looks really cool. It's kind of it's a much deeper game than it first lets on. I remember playing this game when it was at PAX. Was that 2008? 2009. It was at the Xbox Live Indie booth, and it just won the Dream Build Play contest, where Microsoft funded the game basically and gave them a publishing contract. Back then it was just an action game. You slide your sword, you do your moves, cool things like that.
It was also the best PAX of all time.
Apparently. That Halo 3 ODST demo was pretty great.
Yeah.
So
a Rogue Warrior poster's up for grabs, but no one's taking.
Go on eBay. You'll probably find nothing there. So this game is an RPG. There are inventory slots where you can equip different armor, augmentations to your sword, reins, amulets, etc. You also have an XP system where you can upgrade your character after a certain period of time and invest in a bunch of different stats, including your defense, your attack, your max health, and your fidget stat. Fidget's your little friend here, your little flying orange person. Fox bat thing. She's useful because she does magic here, which I'll show a little bit of. It actually does kind of puny amounts of damage, if you see right there. But when I combine it with my Death Storm ability, which does this juggling ability, and shoots some magic, it becomes all crazy and juggles people really well, which you'll see there a bit on the stream.
Cool.
What else to talk about this game before I get into actual gameplay stuff? So what is really cool about the XP system, I really like how this moss moves with my thing. What's important about the XP stuff is that you gain it by killing enemies, of course, and completing quests, but the most of it you'll get is in combat, where you earn base amount of XP for killing things, but you earn a lot more for keeping a higher combo going. There's a multiplayer that's associated with your XP. This is one of the first games where I saw that. I thought it was a really smart way of making you try to do better at the combat and utilizing the full combat system to its full potential. What else do I have here? So it's a very basic combat system, but why I like it is because it's so satisfying. So X does your normal attack, Y does this Death Storm thing. You can combine it like X and then Y does a lift attack, and you can start juggling people. X, X, Y does kind of a combination attack there, a 2-hit thing. X, 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 Y doesn't do anything. What?
X, 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 Y doesn't do anything?
No, because X, X, X is the full extent of your combo.
Okay.
Is like the max before it resets back to its base combo. There's different items in your inventory.
So, Let me just say,
There's a dodge
Thief
roll.
gets weird.
Hmm?
Thief gets weird.
Thief? Oh,
Let's
yeah.
see what's.
Okay. Yeah, this is like the side. It's like they open up a storybook in Thief, and then it just kind of turns into this little side thing here.
Awesome. Yeah. No, I'm just for the folks at home. This stream is titled "Let's See What Thief is All About."
Oh,
and
god
this
damn it! Is it really?
Yeah, clearly not Thief.
Clearly not
Says
Thief.
you're playing Thief. I think that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like, because it so clearly isn't. Like, this is so far.
This is so far away
Beyond,
from Thief
but-
in every single capacity. 2D action game, bright, colorful, incredible production values. Thief, not as much.
I think you should do something here.
Yeah, there's just a lot to go through with this game. So, this is a Metroidvania game. You like that?
No.
Basically what I mean is that the world's connected via a series of cubes, a series of sections that you'll move between, and that map in the top right-hand corner shows you like if there's treasure nearby or if this is a save area. You can tell this is a save area because it's the green and blue. Right
Is there unlockable concept art?
I don't remember, but I don't think so. At least I don't have any locked any yet. There is
Damn it.
some other stuff we can unlock here. Let's see if we can go down here. So I'm gonna go down to this underground tunnel right here, and you're gonna see. This is not where. Oh, that's right. I have to go up here, don't I? I did this before, wanting to get the full breath. Or I think I may have voted the one on save here. Where am I? Yeah, this is the one on save. No, this is the right save. Never mind. So you see these kind of like these fruit hanging from trees. These are bombs, and how you get them to move is by doing your dust storm attack, and then you can move them around. The fun part is I can do this cool dust storm thing in the air and move really fast and get those bombs to move around super quickly across the map. So I'm going to get to some of the combat here because I think this is where this game really shines. It feels really good. It's not entirely complicated, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, I don't think, in this case. It's not needlessly obtuse, is the thing. And it feels good. There's numbers flying off guys. They drop loot. You pick up coins. You pick up stuff to craft items with. It's a very involved system. It's a much deeper game than most of its kin, like in other action games, like
Strider.
And even if you move into 3D, like DMC or Bayonetta or Metal Gear Rising, like this has more going on for it. So there's that bomb over there. I used it to kill some of those enemies back there, but
Yeah.
you can see that this wall back here. I hit with my sword. I just bounce off of it. So what I have to do is get that bomb down there. But how do I do that? Well, I use my dust storm ability to get it down there.
Oh man.
So I will do this. Move it with me. It has pretty far reach. And then I blow up this thing up. And then it unlocks a path. And there's a mysterious wall chicken. I do like that they acknowledge it's some chicken you found in a wall. Description of it: found embedded in a wall, this fully cooked and seasoned chicken comes from unknown origins. I think that's fun. Glad that they acknowledge that.
Good stuff. I like one thing that really strikes me about Dust. I don't know if you agree, but I like that the enemies look like they're from the wrong game.
What do you mean by that, necessarily?
It's like the wrong art style.
I don't know. I think they fit it. They're just not like, they don't look like your people. You're not fighting your guys. You're fighting goblins and stuff like that. So I come across this cage right here. All the chests and various unlockables in this game require keys, which you can purchase or find in the environment. So I'm going to open up this one. This is a special one. You'll see why here in a second. There is a short unlocking minigame associated with each one, which is pretty simple. You just hit the buttons in time with when they show up on the screen. And so I unlocked my little friend here, Meat Boy.
Oh, Meat Boy, yeah, I know him. He's from that game, Retro City Rampage.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you.
So there's a bunch of these guys, and you can visit them in their little, like, indie game house thing, which is kind of funny. But why you want to find them is because you get 10% maximum health. So there's actually, or 5% maximum health. I forget which one it is. So
yeah,
there's actually,
5.
there's a reason why you want to find them. So we're gonna continue on, fight some more guys.
Can I ask?
Yeah.
Brain question.
No.
How do you feel about this, like, indie game handshakery?
I feel like its own community kind of thing, you know? It's a kind of like special thanks section of the game.
I'm not really a fan.
You'll find blueprints when some enemies you kill, which you can go to smiths and they will create those items for you here. I just really like how this combat feels. It feels really good. I'm gonna knock some guys up in the air. And this is gonna reveal some of its Metroidvania aspirations in this cutscene here, where there's some places where it's obvious that I should be able to go, but I have not unlocked the ability or the equipment to go up there yet. So in this case, there's a bunch of vines. My guy right here is like, I'm gonna climb this shit, and it turns out he can't.
Damn.
Another thing about this game, it's pretty good writing and pretty good voice acting. It doesn't reveal its true intentions right away, but it's a actually very dark and mature story about genocide, which is kind of similar to like Bastion's story, about the indiscriminate killing of other people.
Dark. It's bloody dark.
It is. So what I did there was a block. Basically, it's similar to Metal Gear Rising actually, where the attack button, if you hold it down, he engages in a block move. But
I've heard that's one of your favorite games.
It is one of my favorite games of all time. Thank you, Ross Harley. Look for the Hall of Fame with that. But no, I didn't like it. I didn't like that system in Metal Gear Rising because it wasn't very responsive, but here it feels good, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And they're gonna walk me through the tutorial of that here. And look, there's these deer hanging out. It's a great looking game. I know that a dividing factor for some people is that you are playing. It's furries. I guess
it's the elephant in the room, isn't it?
Elephant in the room. But I think what separates this game apart from that is that it's not playing it for like sex appeal. You know what I mean?
But that's what makes it sexy, if you ask me.
Is that what makes? I feel like this all. It's doing a similar thing that literature, like Western Oriental literature does, or Gothic literature does, where they use the inhuman to define the human. I think that they do that here because if it's a story about genocide, so if you have human people, it might be a little bit too intense, but you're playing as a furry animal man, so it's not that bad. But then when you think of its social implications, then it becomes a little darker.
Or there are some people who might think that's even worse because you're a furry animal man.
Well, it doesn't bother me because it's not like weirdly. It's not that weird way that people take it. It feels like a Saturday morning cartoon kind of thing.
I like the way it looks.
I do too. I'm just saying it for the terrible people who are all mean to this game.
Oh no, I know they exist. I can't wait to get angry comments from them.
Yeah, just be like, this game is for furries.
This game's pissed.
in that exact voice.
Yeah.
So that
Where's the Applebee's cider?
And actually countering is pretty important in this game because there will be some enemies that you have to stun before you can do any serious damage to them, which will show in an upcoming kind of boss fight section.
How many boss fights are there?
Oh, there's a lot. This game is quite long. I believe I finished in about 9 to 14 hours. I forget what the exact number is, but I didn't.
9 to 14, you know, specific, you know, 9 to 14.
As far as I remember.
10 to 15. 9 to 14.
Yeah, exactly.
It's odd.
I'm an odd person, Ross Hartley. I like Dust and Elysian Tale.
No, really. I think this game was well loved.
I think so. The thing is that even when I finished it, I didn't find everything. It goes over 100% completion. It's like
Don't know about that.
I had like 112.
What does that mean anymore?
It means it's Castlevania because I'm pretty sure Castlevania went over 100% too.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Is that a problem?
I mean, no one likes Lords of Shadow 2, it looks like.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true.
Some
There
people
is,
like Lords of Shadow too.
There's one person on Twitster, so I call it, that is singing its praises.
Yeah.
Time. So there you go. I don't know who to believe.
I hope to eventually get into it and see what it's all about. People have been saying some really interesting things about it, which I said about the first one, I suppose. But what people have been having problems with this new one seems to be stuff that I had problems with the last Castlevania game, Lords of Shadow game. So, also like when you level up, it like your character explodes and everyone else around him like just disintegrates. It's pretty great.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah. So that giant rock monster, I can't do a lot of damage to him until I stun him and knock him out, and he will like kill you in a couple hits. So it's pretty important that you're on time with that. Like that. I just took a hit. I lost like almost all my health. So it's important that I that you can see like me whacking this guy. It doesn't do much to him until I stun him.
I see.
What I do like about all that collectible loot stuff that like you get from killing people, you can spin it around with your Death Storm thing and like fly it across the level. It's kind of dumb, but I like it.
Yeah.
That's a nice little touch.
Well done, Dust.
Bah, they weren't so tough. I could probably
1 million copies.
1 million copies. What
You know,
why I like the story, why I make it set up, you play as kind of a mysterious amnesiac figure.
Oh, what?
Um,
Turning the game off now. What?
you like that? You want to just shut it off? Shut this down?
Yeah.
I do. It's a
Drop
pretty
the
generic
sound.
setup, but it turned into something much more interesting series later on. It doesn't play. Well, it does. The main crux of the game is Dust, your main character, is trying to find his memories, trying to discover what happened to him.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
why his memory got lost is really fascinating and unexpected. Like for stuff like a JRPG, you probably something terrible happened to the character, or his family died in front of his eyes, or some weird stuff like that, and then that's why his memory is gone. And this game is much more interesting, and it's a good revelation that I didn't see coming, which is strange because I usually see a lot of twists in video games coming because the writing's not always there in terms of like suspense and surprise.
Who are you calling weak?
Cool.
I like these water effects, this rain, this looks really good. These bunnies.
Basically, there's a cat man dressed up as Raiden. Like, how can you go wrong?
And so I got just a point there, and I invested in my attack stat because I like min-maxing. Also, my thought process: if I'm killing things quicker, then I I won't need defense. I won't need more health. That chapter 1 graphic, really cool looking, really nice looking. So
I
that was just
generally
prologue.
like doing both attack and defense.
Well, I'd rather just kill them before they get a chance to kill me. So this is where you arrive at the village where you get more, where it introduces like kind of a side quest system, since it is an RPG. They are fetch questing in terms of like there's stuff you need to collect and bring to them, but they usually are stuff that's already inside the levels that you're going to for a story mission.
If you're
So,
referring to the giants,
It's not
that's
too
okay.
far off the beaten path, it just gets you more XP.
Alright.
And more XP in terms of like encounters that you have to face to get the collectible thing, stuff like that. It's not I'm backtracking super far back or grinding, because even if the game was super grindy like that, the combat's so satisfying that that's fine.
I suppose.
And as long as you're good at stringing combos together, then you're going to get your XP even quicker. So there is an element of skill involved, right? Your character could be underleveled, but if you're good at if you understand the combat system or are able to chain together attacks well, then you won't be at a
What's been
disadvantage.
happening here?
It encourages you to get a hold of its combat system in a way that other games I don't think do necessarily. The last game I think that did that was DMC for me, since it was so explicit and upfront about its scoring system, and the feedback for it was immediate, which I appreciated.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm not the biggest fan of that stuff because it makes me feel like I'm bad at the game.
Well, I mean, I was super good, so it's okay. It makes me feel good.
There you go.
No. I just think it's a good feedback mechanism to, like, show you... Because not only is it about, like, scores and, like, I gotta get a high score, it kind of shows you how to be better. Like, it gives you feedback. It's like, you're doing this attack too much, it's not super effective. Or, it's a good feedback mechanism, and I think this game doesn't do exactly that, but it encourages you to figure out the best ways of stringing things together by offering you a bunch more bonus XP for doing it.
Bonus? Bonus.
Bonus. No, it's not that game. Come on, that's rude. Ross Hartley.
You said it.
Rude.
Is there any pigmen in this?
We'll be on our way.
No. I think it's mostly like
Loses a star from me.
it's mostly pigs are mammals, but it's more about like furry mammals. The conflict is between furry mammals and then the reptile people.
Alright, so skillies.
Scalies and furries, the internal battle.
Yeah,
Alright,
fair enough. That's good enough conflict for me.
I had a guy in my Boy Scout troop. He had a bunch of scaly pictures on his phone. He was way into that stuff.
Yeah.
He had pictures of dragons doing rude things to cars, which I guess is a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been down that road.
You've been there.
I've been there.
You're a recovering scaly car man.
I think I've seen the picture.
Maybe we should
I don't
go-
understand what that is. Like, I don't want to offend anyone. Like, you can like
No.
what you like, but
No, please be offensive. That's how you get the hits. But no, in all seriousness, it's I don't know. It's like an attention thing almost, but in reverse. Does that make any sense? No, it doesn't.
it doesn't make a
But
lot of sense.
But the fact that we're talking about it now sticks out to you, doesn't it?
It does, but it's always stuck out to me, just because
In a-
it's
in
so
a bad way.
it's so specifically bizarre.
Why, hello there.
So you saw that green leaf over the guy's head, which you'll see in a bit. That means he has a quest for you.
Indeed. Well,
Innovation instead of a yellow exclamation mark.
Yeah, it's a green leaf because you know this game's all naturalistic.
Well, neither was I.
Good.
Where are my manners?
It's weird that the frame rate kind of dips when you get into these cutscenes.
some
Uh,
other time, perhaps.
Usually the game runs at
Cinema.
about 60, but then it runs to like about 40 in these cutscenes. It's really strange.
Cinematic.
You know,
Potentially.
Is there?
back there for a night.
What's the soundtrack like?
Maybe.
The soundtrack was done by the folks at Hyperduck Music Productions. They have a long history. I'm familiar with their work quite extensively because they kind of got their start doing stuff for Xbox Live indie games.
Oh, brilliant! Yes.
I mean, this game has its roots there because it was an Xbox Live indie game and it is running at XNA.
Yeah. But then it was too good.
But it was too good, and Microsoft's like, this game's too good. What are you doing here? Like, come on, let's get you on real.
This is a real game.
This is
Yeah.
a real game. What are you doing on here? They have a deep history with other Xbox Live indie games. It's a good soundtrack. It's fairly traditional for the genre. It's kind of high fantasy-esque.
Like violins.
Yeah, but it's well executed.
Yes?
Yeah.
Good.
But like the Orcs Man soundtrack.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably better than the Orcs and Men soundtrack, but yeah, I'm just saying. So you can
I've
see.
got that sampler.
So you can see that in my quest log here, I have my main story quest and I have my other two stories quests. So he asked me to deliver a blueprint to a blacksmith, and a smith merchant who wants me to find various pieces of stuff for him to sell to other people. And you see when I enter a new level, Fidget's she has a kind of an exclamation mark, the treasure exclamation mark. It's just to tell you that there's treasure in this area.
Hello.
So the game's good about communicating the state of its world.
So you're the one.
Everyone's talking.
Of course, you're the one.
I don't know.
Well, if
Oh, I'm there.
I know what game you're a secret lover of.
I'm a secret lover of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, shoot.
Death Spank.
Oh, she is.
No, I'm not secret. I like that. That's been quite a bit.
No, it's closet fandom.
It's not a closet fan. I went on. I was like a big proponent of that game. I got Big Steven into it.
Oh dear.
Okay, so you see this chest right here. It's all shiny and nice, and I can get stuff, but I don't have any keys, so I can't unlock it right now. So I'll have to come back at a later time once I have some stuff.
It wasn't that good, you know.
Deathspank?
You,
Yeah.
Deathspank was cool. I liked it.
Thanks.
4 out of 5.
not you.
Action RPG 101. 3 out of 5.
Well, of course you don't. My
But
God.
interesting
Good
art style.
writing
That's
and
awful
interesting
writing.
art
No,
style.
worst writing.
Good writing, like funny
Super
stuff,
bad.
like
No, it's really
Orphans.
Very bad.
hilarious.
it's like jazz punk.
Oh, don't even.
I did. I went there.
That's offensive.
This game has a lot more talking and jibber jabber than I expected.
There's a lot of talking. I'm kind of skipping through it so I can show like the main stuff. But most of it's pretty well written. And the overall plot's pretty good. It just kind of takes a bit to kind of reveal that. So I'm going to go to the stat screen so you get a sense of the scale of this game. I've been playing for about 40 minutes and I got 7% completion,
Damn.
8% of world explored, 5% of treasure found, 1 out of 12 of the little indie game friends found. There's some cool stuff about those friends. Sometimes you'll get unique levels where you have to do something before you unlock the friend. So it's not just unlocking that chest all the time. Sometimes there's cool stuff associated with it.
Where are the other, some of the other ones? Is it like the ones that you always see?
Braid.
Like Braid Man, yeah, he's in it.
I think Limbo
Bit
Boy's
Trip
in
Runner
it.
Man. Limbo Boy is Bit Trip Runner Man in it.
I don't remember. I think Fez Man is in it.
Oh, not Fez, man.
Is he just called Fez? I thought he had a name. Wasn't it Fez?
He Gomez.
Gomez.
See, I know more about Fez than you do.
That's terrible. Why would you do that to yourself? No.
I know it's terrible, yeah. Hall of Shame.
That's all right.
Nope.
Fez is good.
No.
Here.
A bit of gratitude.
Hey,
It's not really
Eva.
coming across in the
I don't know why I said that.
live stream because of the audio, I suppose, but the voice acting is really good. It makes it worth staying through the dialogue for. If I were to play this game, I'd listen to all of it because I really do like it.
If only the main character was voiced by Ice-T.
Would you like
That
that
would-
weird
yeah.
position?
That would have been fantastic.
You just want like the weirdest possible result, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. You just want like this weird fantasy world with all these.
Well, did you hear about
Historical
him,
creatures.
like, accidentally being roped into doing an audiobook for Dungeons and Dragons?
Did you really?
Yeah.
I haven't heard about that. Explain the story to me, Russell.
Don't know the whole story, but basically he said, yeah, I got roped into doing Dungeons and Dragons audiobook. I'm not going to do that ever again.
Why not? That sounds great. I think that's a good career path for Ice-T.
I think so too, but obviously
hi.
he disagrees.
Maybe you can help me.
Was he just getting a paycheck, or what? Was he tricked into it?
Not here.
Like,
No, well, I
where's-
think he probably is just getting a paycheck, but he just thought, you know, he probably didn't understand what he was getting himself in for.
yeah.
Gianni.
I was hoping that he would like get into it and be like,
Wow, this is amazing.
he starts looking at the script and he's like, oh fuck, what have I done?
The script.
He just looks at, he's handed the book, he
Yeah.
opens the first page, he's like,
It's nothing,
oh fuck,
really.
what
We're
have
just
I
passing
done?
through.
Yeah, you've really pissed away your career here. Like, why would you do like rap and like movies and stuff? You know, all that stuff. Like, obviously, the where you really reach your pinnacle in life is playing Dungeons and Dragons.
My name is
They should get Vin Diesel to do the audiobook, that'd be great. Because I know he is an avid Dungeons and Dragons fan.
Yes, I remember hearing that about him. And he plays WoW as well. Isn't that a thing?
Is Tygon still around?
I think so, but that's not really a real.
That's like a
Company.
production company, isn't it?
Yeah. Just breaking news. Dishonored 2. His logo has hit the internet.
Oh really? Is
Not
this
sure
a
if
leak?
it's debatable.
What color is it?
Let's see. I gotta get a look at it.
She looks
What color is it? Well, it's like that grey, whitey sort of color.
Is it still the same color?
We have other matters to discuss.
It's hard to tell. It's like off the screen sort of thing.
Oh, is it? Because I feel like
Yeah.
the cover would signify that it's like in a different setting at least. Like if it's the same gray-white, like we're going back to Dunwall, I'm not too happy about that.
So there's the title at the top, right? It's just a black screen. Title at the top. 2 with like it's Roman numerals, but they look like nails. It's kind of cool. And then witness the full reveal at E3 2014. And there's a hashtag Darkness of Tivia.
Of Tivia?
Yeah.
I wonder if that's gonna be its subtitle.
And then Arcane Studios and Bethesda logos on it.
I mean, I think we all knew that game was coming.
It's, I think if they should just say that's real now, like just to take the wind out of FIFA sales. Like that's the real dick thing to do, but they should do it.
Like as soon, like the same day Thief releases, just announce Dishonored 2.
They should have done that. Missed opportunity. They should have.
Bethesda are good guys. That's the difference here, though.
They're not EA.
They're not EA. They're not Activision. They're not here to sabotage anyone. They're just here to make good games. And you know what? We need more people like that.
For real. But apart from, they did fund and support and greenlight Rogue Warrior, which is
Hey, I
Yes.
have a great respect for anyone who does that.
maybe they knew. They knew.
That was when they were kind of like getting their feet under them in terms of like publishing.
That game was weird. That went through development problems as well. That one.
Did it really?
Yeah, because it was at a different developer and stuff. And then it just disappeared, and then it came back like with the Rift Rebellion. And I remember some guy.
I'll keep my eyes
It was just in a YouTube comment on like a video for Rogue Warrior, but some guy claimed that he knew that he had done stuff for it, and he's just like, yeah, we like we only had like a year to make it or something, like a similar sort of story. Like it was bad. And I went onto that guy's YouTube channel, and I think he also used to work at a company called Strangelight in the British Isles, which they did the terrible Starship Troopers game. So he's probably legit.
So I just exited the village, got out of that.
You did.
So I'm at this mini map right here. This is where you can select the next area to go to. It's not just big one scrolling level, which is good because it helps you go to an area you want to. But it shows you information, useful information like how much of the map you discovered, how much treasure you've discovered, and you can see I have like 3 different areas I can go to. I'm going to continue this main story mission here, so let me figure out where I'm supposed to go. I think it's Archer's Pass. Let me make sure. Let's see. Abidea's Forest. Never mind. I was wrong. Let's go there then.
Dust.
And this will show you some of the new environments you'll go to. There is actually a decent amount of level variety. It's not just all forest.
Good.
Underground, there's desert, there's stuff like that.
Is there ice?
Hmm?
Is there ice?
There is ice. There's snow. There's a graveyard.
Food?
And I really like this because like you knock him up in the air and then you go all the way up to the edge of the screen. It's good stuff. Like you'll see that in a second. Really cool,
Yeah.
really fun stuff. One thing I don't like about the combat system, which I'll show off here after this dialogue here,
Oh no, a flaw.
a flaw, an issue. So, oh shit,
It's
I gotta
you.
kill these guys.
It's you. Yeah.
And like, so these are fine enemies that you fight, but that's okay because the game does makes air combat easy to get into. Like it's harder for other games. Like Dante Inferno is kind of annoying to engage air enemies. Here's the issue I have with the combat.
Right.
Right stick and left stick does a dodge roll. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I push left over in the left stick. He turns right to the other side of the screen. So does that make sense?
I think so, yeah.
So what I normally do, because I'm used to this in other games, I'll use the dodge roll to get closer to an enemy and start attacking right out of it. I can't do that here because when I hit left and then start attacking, he goes right. Does that make sense?
It's weird, yeah.
I constantly do that throughout the game because I'm used to dodge rolling and I carry momentum forward. But if I'm not paying attention and keep pushing the direction after the dodge roll, he'll start attacking right, the opposite direction that I dodge roll in. It's very strange and counterintuitive to me. That's the only part of this game that that kind of bothered me. But
Well,
it's a very
let's
slight thing.
end this game's induction into the Hall of Fame right now. It is not allowed.
Yep, we're
after
closing
that.
it. Fuck this game. It's garbage. No.
I'm sure someone has said that, and that makes me sad.
What? That Dust is a bad game?
It's garbage.
I mean, you know, there's
And he
people out
means
there.
it. Means it.
And look at these coins. They're just sitting here, and I use my Dust attack, and they like go fine. It's great. There's a lot of attention to detail in this game. Just a gorgeous looking game. God. I hope this one best art style when, what was it, 2012?
No.
Was the game not 2012? Yes, it was.
No, I was just mean it didn't win.
What won best art style?
Spec Ops the Line.
Oh, it didn't. Fuck off.
I mean, nothing really won any of those awards because they kind of didn't happen.
Also, when you juggle someone in the air, you can use their bodies to slam back down on a bunch of other guys, which is great. Also, you can keep hitting them after they're dead, which is cool. You can like knock them back. That's fun. You can keep juggling them in the air.
Can be annoying, though.
What?
Can be annoying in some games.
I suppose, but in this game, you're not focused on one enemy ever, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Like, it's just like an area of effect constantly. Like, you hit everyone that's within your attack zone. So it just looks cool. It doesn't hinder what you're doing. You're not locked into attacking that dead guy. If his body's in the vicinity of what you're attacking, then he'll go fine. Even after his death. So that's satisfying. If I'm in that dust storm, is the thing. If I'm in that dust storm for too long, you can see me like slowly turning red. If I'm in it for too long, I'll take damage.
Okay.
So it's not something you can like just keep spamming over and over again.
Thus, you must.
This is important for later fights where the enemies are tougher, have more health, where you have to kind of juggle your usage of it. And then there's shops in the game. There's actually a pretty important storyline concerning the shopkeeper. So he's not just kind of there chilling out. They do make the Resident Evil joke.
Your transaction is most
Oh, what?
appreciated.
Really?
Thank you.
Well, Fidget's like, are you saying you're going to buy our items for a high price? But then the shopkeeper's
Oh,
like,
that's not the Resident Evil joke.
oh, is that not the Resident Evil joke?
I thought it was something to do with either Jill sandwiches or Master of Unlocking. That's okay.
No, it's just like, I'll buy it for a high price kind of thing. Well, she says, so you can buy our items for a high price, and he's like, I guess. Like, so that's kind of funny.
No, that's fine. And I didn't see the shopkeeper right away when you were talking about it, so I didn't realize that that was kind of.
Here, I'll go
obvious.
back to it so you can see.
No, I did see it. No, I mean it's catching up. Don't ruin it.
I'm sorry.
Ruin the suspense. No, not the suspense. The illusion that
The
I'm watching
illusion of
the whole
suspense.
time. Because I'm not.
Oh, fuck, I fell off. God damn it. Fire effect look good over there.
Mhm.
I want to get to the first real boss fight, like a guy with a health bar.
A man with a health bar.
Because I mean, it's not a game. It's a game that you can show kind of a lot of it very quickly, but it is pretty deep still, if that makes sense.
Can you kill the shopkeeper in this game?
No, you can't show. Can't show.
See, that was a good thing about Resident Evil 4.
There was a good thing about Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, you can kill the shopkeeper. I mean, that was like real. Like he was dead. Like you couldn't get him back. That was it.
I mean, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's like the Elder Scrolls thing.
Does Dark Souls do something like that? No.
Yeah, you can kill the shopkeepers.
Yeah.
You can kill everybody in Dark Souls.
That's why you like it. You're big sicko. Big murder sim. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Dark Souls.
can't wait for my Thief review where I talk about how stealing shit's awesome. I'm just an awful, depraved human being.
Yeah.
So you can see I can't dodge roll through this. I don't have the roll ability yet, so I can't do that.
Where's the grappling hook?
There's no grappling hook. I'm sorry, Ross.
Is there a jetpack?
That's in the DLC.
Guns?
That's also another additional piece of DLC. It includes the Disturb soundtrack. Changes all the music.
And you play as the guy like on the front cover of like, not the front cover of that album, but the other one with
I used to know the name of that guy. He had a real name.
the bald man.
The guy with the chains.
Yeah, you had a chance.
Yeah, he has a real name.
Metal.
Oh. I want to keep saying the odd one, but that's not right.
I don't know what else to say about this video game.
Well, you own it, Ross Hartley.
I do own it, but I've never played it.
You want to show your support. That's the reason you gave me.
Yeah, and I'm a collector, so no.
Oh, collectors.
Have a rant about collectors go.
Sorry?
Have a rant about collectors go.
Go ahead. Me?
Not, yeah, no you, because I don't give a shit, but you have a rant about collectors, and I'm
I
not
don't
talking about from
mind
Mass Effect.
collectors.
We're talking about video game collectors.
Or video game collectors. I don't mind collectors who like obtaining stuff as long as they use it. Like, people are like, I'm keeping this in the shrink rock. You go fuck yourself. Like, come on. Like, action figure people are like, I'm keeping this in the box. What are you doing with your life?
But that's like,
These things
you're
are meant to be
ruining it,
opened and played with. That's their intention.
No, but like you're ruining it. Like once the air gets on it, it becomes dirty
No.
and greasy. It's ruined.
Like, life is ruined. There's air everywhere, man. Like, come on.
Deep. I have a sealed copy of Dark Void. What are you gonna do about it?
I mean, that's just because you're dumb. I don't mean
I have a
that.
sealed copy of Darksiders 2. What you gonna do about it?
I mean, that's because you just never played Darksiders 2.
I'm
It's
a
because you were
collector.
supporting THQ, the dying company.
No, it came with that Xbox. What about?
I mean, that means it just came with the thing. So like, you don't.
It was a good deal. So it was like
That holiday bundle was good. It was like Darksiders 2. Was
Batman.
Tomb Raider in it?
No, Batman Arkham City, and Gears of War Judgment was in the bundle that I got.
Oh, weird. I thought Halo 4 was in some of them.
It might have been in some of them. But
Or maybe it was Forza Horizon. I don't remember. I just remember looking at that. I'm like, this is a pretty good fucking deal. Oh, this all sucks. Oh fuck.
Oh
Forgot
right,
about this
so
part.
deleting another star.
No, this is a really hard level right here. That's because I'm kind of bad at this game.
Okay.
This is the part where the Death Storm helps. Alright.
Do you have your internet open just out of interest?
Do I have my internet open?
Yeah.
I do. Why?
was just wondering because I was wondering in case the two viewers in the chat are legitimate, but they're not.
I mean, I don't have it on my stream. If that.
Well, if anyone's actually watching this, please leave a comment in the chat.
Just
and
talk
I can
to Russ.
Talk back.
He's lonely. He doesn't want to talk about this game anymore.
No, I don't mind talking about it. It's just I don't know if there's much else to say. It's kind of been talked about.
Yeah. I mean, it's.
There's Catman. He cuts things and he levels up and finds new stuff to become a better Catman.
But I think that it's important to. This is a good. This is a very
He
good
doesn't
game.
play the drums.
Oh fuck! I fucked up that. I really hate these slime guys. Oh.
Oh,
Fuck.
I do need to play Kiss Psycho Circus someday. I've never played it.
What?
Kiss Psycho Circus. It's the Kiss themed first person shooter.
Oh, that sounds like the worst. Why would
The
you do that
worst
to yourself?
thing ever. Because it's like such a weird thing that got made, so how could you not? Made on the left tech, ain't it? Can't be
I
bad.
like flew it up to the top screen and then I did like. I slammed all the way down to the bottom like.
Slam dunk.
Slam dunk people. It's great. And so, there's some clever things like you see. I'm in the air right now fighting these guys. I got super high. Sometimes that's the only way to obtain treasure is that you have to engage with those flying people at a very specific spot or lead them to somewhere, and then
Yeah.
it's pretty clever. It takes advantage of this game's strength in terms of like what its combat system is designed to do. Oh no, I forgot these guys. These guys are the worst too. A lot of enemy design, a lot of enemy variety. It's more than just. It's not just like people, different colored guys. Does that make sense? It's not the same character, but like a different shade of color.
That doesn't bother me in games like this.
It bothers the fuck out of me. Like in JRPGs and stuff, like that's your
It
enemy
didn't bother
variety.
me in Rise when they all just look the same regardless of color.
Oh,
Oh,
Rise is also
calling
super
you out.
boring.
Oh, calling you out. Calling you out.
I'm pretty sure I said the combat system isn't great.
No, but you said it was the best looking game of 2013, so.
Yeah, but it's because you were stabbing them in really cool ways.
Just saying. Just that's what people said.
I give it a 3 out of 5, whatever.
I haven't played Riz yet.
No, I mean the character models do repeat, but that wasn't the part where I was like, fuck Rounds.
There needs to be more men with mohawks wearing biker jackets.
I think there's plenty of men with mohawks in it. I may be misremembering it though.
That sounds good to me. I want to play
A lot
that.
of people from the British Isles.
Great. Good stuff.
I think
What
I'm
are these
close to
land
us.
things? Are these like elephant bats?
What, these little mushroom people?
Yeah. What's going on here?
Well, you know. I got killed.
Oh no, not the mushroom people. Like you were fighting people before. Felt like a bit fatter and bit. They were flying though. I don't know what was going on. It's because there's kind of so much going on. It's kind of hard to keep track of it all.
It is a very
Like,
busy game.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, but it's nothing you can't manage, if that makes sense.
It makes more sense when you're actually playing it. As
Yeah,
well.
it does. So, another thing. So some areas are locked by gyms, which you have to find. Doom style. Gotta find the key.
Ah, sweet.
So that's pretty cool. There is a special thing for getting all of them. There's a special one that needs all of them to do it. Pretty cool.
Damn.
Damn.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Off topic.
Yeah.
Have you finished Lightning Returns yet?
Shh. Listen to the podcast and you'll find out.
Have you watched the ending yet?
No, I have not.
Kevin Van Ord was asked about it on Twitter. That's all.
Wait, Kevin Van Ord was asking what about Twitter?
Just asking what the people think of the ending in it.
I mean, stories. I mean, I'd be surprised if it's good, because the rest of the story is like so miserably like poorly thought out that it's hard to imagine. Like you see there, the only way I could get up here was if I did that dust storm up there. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool that game does that. It's a really smart, really well designed game. Like I know there's criticisms about its art style, but I think those are unfounded. I think people just have weird problems.
Yeah, it's just,
People are bringing like things that this game isn't introducing into it. It's not. That's not what it is. It's not what it's trying to go for. It's much more earnest, and it's trying to do something really interesting with that art style. using the other to define the individual.
Yeah, it's silly. But the scaly man's gonna be really bummed out.
I'm going to be fighting a Scaly Man here in a bit, I believe.
Like that man that you met, the scaly man. He's gonna be quite annoyed if you're the one not playing as the scaly, but you're the furry fighter.
I'm the furry fighter. Furry fighter. That should be...
Fur Fighters is a real game. So
Is it really?
bizarre creation.
That's disappointing.
Is it?
I mean, I think so. Oh, see, that furry village got fucked up.
I miss bizarre creation.
Eh,
They
I'm
were
okay.
a weird, strange company.
I'm okay.
They did these like super straight racing games, and then they did this other stuff on the side.
Oh,
I like
this guy's
companies
in-
like that. You know?
I mean, there's not a lot of examples of companies like that, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can say, like, modern-day Starbreeze is kind of like that.
Your transaction.
Yeah.
They're going to be making their big co-op things, and then they'll make their small, like, story-based stuff. That's super awesome. I like.
That's true.
Jeff Gertzman doesn't like.
No.
I don't think he liked any like anything. But I'm the indie man. I'm the Patrick Klepek of Hidden Audio Log.
And I'm the dum dum of Hidden Audio Log.
You're the Jeff Gertzman.
But not even. I'm solely, just completely unique.
No, you are the Ross Harley of Hidden Audio Log.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
Oh, come on. I should use my Dust Storm bow anymore. I haven't really showed a lot of that. Look how far. This level's huge. I'm like flying around. This is great. Oh look, and I got to the secret place up here. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't. I'll find another indie game friend. Are you ready for
Oh
that?
no.
Indie game friend time. Let's do this.
I'm not a fan of that. I'm not.
If I get 5% more health, it's great. I found Mrs. Meat Boy, whatever her name is.
Yeah. I forgot. The Bandage Girl?
Bandage Girl. You're right. I didn't play very much Meat Boy. I wasn't a big fan.
I got the word for info. No, man.
I know that like that game's critically acclaimed, but you know it's
I
not
don't
my
know.
thing.
I don't really know why. To be honest.
I mean, it's a good platformer, so you know I can understand.
But
that
it's
part.
not. But it's not amazing. Like this game is clearly, like I'm using Dust as an example. It's clearly very well designed, and very well made. It's just.
And it's
got-
different, I guess, is the thing.
This was done recently.
I think Meat Boy's pretty different.
It's going for a Pacific heritage.
Meat Boy has its own feel. There's
guess
nothing
you're right.
else I know if it feels quite like it, but
So here's gonna be an interesting part right here. So I'm in this village. I can't go through the fire because it's fucking fire. Like I take damage if I go through it, which is a good touch.
I like that.
Yeah. But there's this thing right here, and I can't get through. So I'm like, how do I get forward? If you notice back there in the previous screen, there were bomb plant egg things, like right here. So the fun thing that this game does that it doesn't tell you explicitly is that you can take the bomb things from across screens.
What?
It's pretty cool. So I grab that thing and bring it over to the next screen.
How exciting for you to play this before it was out?
I mean, my only other experience with the game was at XNA, the
yeah.
PAX.
Yeah.
But
But just when you were playing the full thing, like you were lucky, you actually got the best thing out of that.
oh, that's right. I believe I
yeah.
got review code of this.
You did?
I did. I think I released the view on the day that the embargo broke. That was like the first time that's ever happened
Well, for you.
for me personally. I don't get a lot of reviews. Did my Horizon review come out? No, because they sent it to me like the day it came out, I think, or like close to it.
It was slightly before, but yeah. It wasn't day of, it was close to it then.
That was close. It was cool playing this game. It was cool having the history of this game, playing it while my only other history of the game was playing it at the that one event. Because it's not necessarily a very different game, but at the same time it is. Like all this RPG and like quest stuff wasn't in it, and there was no story stuff in it. So what I kind of got was like the pitch. You know what I mean? Like the vertical slice, I suppose you would say, before they start adding like the actual video game part to it.
It's a vertical slice of gameplay, said Randy Pitchford.
Senator Hank Pitchford. So I felt like I had a specific idea of what this game was, which all kind of like went out the window a bit when I got into the actual game itself. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, but that was like 3 years before. Like, that's really crazy.
Yeah.
Looking back, that the game was as good as it was back then.
Yeah. Like the combat worked even back then. And they did that, and then they added some more stuff on top of it to kind of make it a more well-rounded product, if that makes sense.
Was the man who made it there?
No, he was not. I hope to meet him one day.
He no-showed?
I mean, it was like Microsoft people running that booth. Though it was funny,
Larry, Eldo.
but it was not Odog himself. Like, it was just a bunch of like Microsoft people. But they didn't even know like that this game won the Dream Builder Play. I asked them, so this game won Dream Builder Play. That's pretty cool. And they're like, what? No, they didn't. It's still going on. I'm like, no, it isn't.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was kind of embarrassing,
That's
Microsoft man. Like, you should know what's going on with your company.
He's just a robot. That's not Larry.
Larry would know.
Yeah.
All right, this is a boss fight, I believe.
We've made it this. Another and. What is it, Ara?
Such hatred. Be careful.
I'm here to serve.
Like, look at these dead bodies everywhere. This game kind of doesn't fuck around.
The shopkeeper looks like a Jawa from Star Wars. Sorry.
Don't say that. Why'd you have to say that? What are you doing?
I'm just trying to piss them
Why have
all
to be a
over.
monster? Like,
Something
come on.
you love, like trying to pick holes in it.
Is it kicking you off this live stream, Ross Hartley?
I'm trying to get some anger out of you. Trying to get something.
I already had my fucking rant against collectors. Is that enough? Is that not enough?
It wasn't much of a rant though. It was just like, yeah, they're dicks.
I feel like I'm okay if you collect, but I'm gonna be irritated with you.
You dare speak to me of
I'm a collector. Deal with it.
So like this guy is a bad-looking dude,
of my children.
and he says kind of weirdly esoteric things,
Those monsters back there?
and you kind of learn that he's kind of the good guy, which is strange. Like it's an interesting story about like kind of morally good.
Looks like an alien man. Looks like an alien man.
You think he looks like an alien man?
Wee bit. Can you not see it?
He looks like Mewtwo from
I
Pokemon,
don't
kind
care
of.
what your name is.
Yes, a mix
You're no
between
different than those
that
monsters.
and Xenomorph.
You are the only monster
I think this is
here.
armor he's wearing, but yeah.
Turn your bones to char.
Yeah, but just like the overall shape.
So this is kind of an interesting form where it's a much more challenging boss. It's not someone you can just bully around like the rest of the enemies, which you can kind of do. But I guess I'm kind of having my way with him as well. He's kind of an early boss, so.
Stop being so good, kid.
You can still hit him in the air, which is pretty good, and it does the slow motion thing, so it's kind of like a weird fighting game reference.
Weird.
He's like
That's interesting.
The lights of Elysium shine upon me. But can they reach the darkness within you?
The story goes to some really interesting places. It's not apparent right away, but it definitely does. I like to think of this as the weird Assassin's Creed moment where you're like,
What are
you assassinate the guy, but then you talk to him for like 30 minutes. It's really strange.
dying breed?
I never understood that
Race
part of
No?
Assassin's Creed.
extinguished by your
I like that a bit of a... No, I don't. Sorry.
You don't like any part, like, come on, don't even.
I tell you what I do like about Assassin's Creed.
Mhm.
The animation,
blooded
Yeah.
kin.
the graphics.
We
Yeah.
moonblots were outcast.
So you'll love Shadows of Mordor,
Scattered to
which
the
apparently
winds.
ripped off all of that code.
You,
Yep.
just like you,
Which
came to
I wonder if that's like what actually happened. That'd be pretty
my
funny.
family.
I can't imagine that being
It seems like
true.
something that's really hard to prove.
I can't imagine that being true.
I think it's easier to rip off like graphics and texture stuff. I think that's easier to prove. Like was
Yeah.
it Two Worlds that had a bunch of Oblivion stuff?
Did it?
There was some game that had a bunch of Oblivion textures. I thought that was Two Worlds.
I don't know. I don't remember hearing that story.
And this conversation here kind of gets deeper into the conflict of the world, which isn't super apparent when you first start. First off, it's more interested in teaching you like the systems, and kind of introducing you to these two main characters, Fidget and Dust. And then it kind of slowly introduces this world is kind of messed up right now.
Okay.
Let me skip through this a little bit. It's pretty long. There's a lot of dialogue in this game.
Yeah. So,
But it's
do you want
good.
me to bring up? Do you want me to bring up something random?
Go ahead.
Kind of links into what you were talking about a minute ago. Are you familiar with the game Worth X?
I'm sure you're right. We should return to
Yeah.
Aurora and
How familiar?
I've heard the name before.
It's a third-person
I
shooter.
think you reviewed it. Am I wrong?
No, it came out ages ago. When I say ages ago, 2010, so it's like Singularity era. But
I was
I've got a
It-
feeling you need
was a third-person shooter if it came out on the Xbox 360. I think just the Xbox 360. But there's like these alien spider enemies, and I'm pretty sure they just took the head crab, like poison
really?
head crab noise from Half-Life 2. Mental. Unless that's like stock sounds, I don't
And
know.
what was it? Dino Beatdown?
Yeah.
That had like
Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike stuff?
Uh,
So here's the thing. So you notice that guy was like a fire guy, right?
yeah,
If you pay attention.
fireman.
So I killed him, and now I can switch Fidget to shoot out fire. So I gained his abilities.
So it's yeah.
But what is important, like if I go to this ability here, like there's a very specific thing it does when you combine it with the Dust Wind. It does the same thing where there's a different technique that happens when you use the fire. So I'll shoot my fire, I'll do this, and then that happens, which is pretty cool. So there is some depth in that aspect of the combat, where you are trying out where the different magics have different effects and they have different uses.
children or not.
One of them, I think, was a lightning one. I maybe misremember this. Was the one that helped me get the 1,000 hit combo achievement. Loco Cycle style.
Yes, indeed.
Good game to compare this to. Loco Cycle.
It's very similar.
What?
Very similar.
Very similar game. But you can see, like, same art style, really. These guys kind of ripped them off, to be honest. No, I'm joking. Don't take that seriously.
No, internet, take it seriously.
Don't take it seriously.
Go mad.
Don't quote me on N4G.
These idiots don't know what they're talking about.
I like your impression of the internet. It's pretty good.
It's just a furry game.
Furries are the worst. I'm really excited to see what he's doing next. He's been very quiet about it.
Scaly for life.
Scaly for life. Scaly car thing. Whatever. Lifestyle choice. I don't wish to offend people who are into scaly car things.
What's all this?
These
You
flags,
just did.
the challenges,
But it's kind of weird.
Hey, your memory.
just a little bit.
Okay, so I think that's a good cross-section of what Dust and Elysian Tale is. There's a lot more going on than it seems at first glance, and even what it is at first glance, it's very well done for what it is. Not even
Awesome.
for what it is, just period.
Yeah,
It's
like its quality speaks for itself.
yeah, I think it's just in terms of like you can see the quality of it just by looking at it. Just in terms of like even if you don't like the animal part of it, like it just is a good looking game regardless of that. If you took out like the character models, this game still looks really good. And there's teabags, so that's pretty good.
It wouldn't be the same without the characters. So.
I don't think so, but there's some terrible people out there who would disagree.
Just imagine, place it with Nolan North military man,
Spec Ops: The
Nice.
Line.
and he's got a flying like sentry drone following him around. Just imagine that.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Picture it.
I don't like it. I don't want to picture it. Don't make me. So in that brief span, I've killed 500 enemies. So there's a lot of combat in this game. That's fun.
Damn.
It's fun though.
Dust to dust, get it?
That'll do
Good
it for
quest,
this
man.
edition of Hall of Fame. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to check out more of our content and more of Ross's terrible jokes, check out www.hiddenideologue.com.
But the game told that joke.
What?
The game told that joke. It's not
Yeah,
mine.
but I just skipped it. I pretended it didn't happen. Hall of Fame.